Hello, on this edition of Commuter Connections, through the hard work of MDOT Police, the agency has been recognized nationally as one of the safest transit systems in the country. Details ahead. We've got an update on the success of Transit Signal Priority, and MDOT has your best ride to this season of Orioles baseball at Camden Yards and the Preakness at Pimlico. Commuter Connections has your winning game plan for getting to both, all right here. For the fourth consecutive year, MDOT has maintained the safest transit system among the top transit agencies in the country. That's an impressive accomplishment for the agency, especially for MDOT Police. Joining us to speak to this achievement and policing efforts is MDOT Police Captain Kelly Holman. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So for those of our viewers around the state who may not know, tell us about the mission of MDOT's police force.
Well, the mission of the MTA police force is to professionally enforce the law, protect its transit community, employees, and facilities with dignity and respect.
And I understand with your national recognition for the excellent work that you've done in keeping crime reduced on the transit system, you had some impressive stats. Tell us a little bit about those numbers.
Well, you know, the MTA police has had the lowest amount of Part 1 crimes amongst the top 12 transit agencies across the nation. That equates to approximately 1 crime per 400,000 riders annually. In 2017, we had 183 Part 1 crimes, and that's a 31% decrease from 2016. And a 63% decrease in Part 1 crimes since 2007. And I know you probably all wonder, what is a Part 1 crime?
Yes.
And these are crimes that the FBI has put emphasis on, like murder, robbery, rape, burglary, motor vehicle theft, and larcenies.
So what does it take to keep crime down on a large urban transit system like MDOT's?
Well, first of all, it takes the dedicated men and women that we have in our department who want to actually go out and do the job. Secondly, it takes effective strategies, strong partnerships with our federal, state, and local partners, as well as innovative technology and relentless follow-up. We pursue every crime like it's a Part 1 crime, regardless if it's just a simple assault. We put a huge emphasis on training and recruitment. Less than 2% of the citizens who apply to be an MTA police officer actually make it to the academy. And once we get them, we make sure that they are supplied with the latest technology and effective crime prevention strategies to ensure the job gets done.
So describe for us a little bit about your responsibility and the coverage area that MTA Police oversees.
Well, we have the responsibility to patrol all 6 modes of transportation. Mm-hmm. However, the bulk of our patrol efforts are spent in the Baltimore metropolitan area.
So how important is the proactive approach to your policing efforts?
Very important. We have a CompStat process which helps us with predictive policing. We have a strong partnership with the community, citizen education, as well as public service announcements.
And what exactly is CompStat?
CompStat is a computerized statistical, forum where we map out crimes, so we know exactly what is occurring in a particular area and we can deploy resources to combat that crime.
Now, what about the interagency collaboration on the federal, state, local level? How important is that to your crime fighting efforts?
Oh, extremely important. The relationships are the cornerstone of our success. Without them and our partners with the federal and local and state level, we wouldn't have been able to reach the success we've reached.
And I understand that MTA Police has a new canine in addition to its canine unit.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, our new addition is Officer Richardson and K9 Rash. They are the new team for explosive detection K9 team. Mm-hmm. And together they are deployed throughout the system with the other 3 teams. We have 4 in total. Their primary duty is to harden our system against terror attacks. However, they are deployed on our metro, bus, light rail, and MARC lines to deter and detect the introduction of any type of explosive device into the system.
So how will this new K9 addition actually assist? It sounds like they play a very important role.
Exactly. They increase the visibility and additional coverage.
So how long has MTA actually had a K9 unit?
Since October of 2005.
And are there any current MTA police force crime fighting efforts that you'd want to tell us more about?
Well, since the MTA's mission encompasses safety, and that's our primary goal. And there are approximately 365,000 riders a day on the system. And with that, they're part of the community, and they know their community, so they know when things are out of place. So our message that we would like to send is, if you see something, say something.
So if someone actually does see something suspicious, who should they call?
They can report it to a train operator, bus operator, or station attendant, depending what conveyance they're in. They can simply contact us directly at 410-454-7720, and that's too difficult to remember, 911.
Okay. Well, Kelly, thanks again for joining us on the show, and congratulations to the MDOT-MTA Police Force on your national recognition for keeping transit safe in Maryland.
Thank you.
Coming up next, an update on another technology that's improving your bus ride. A look at transit signal priority when we continue.
A moment in transit.
It was a special day of celebration and recognition for MDOT-MTA's top operators and employees. The second annual Superstars Banquet was held at Baltimore's World Trade Center.
You are here receiving this recognition because you truly are the best of the best to be recognized for the exceptional job you do.
Operators were judged on key performance indicators that included attendance, customer comments, and safety compliance. The awards were announced quarterly from each of the bus and rail divisions. The top maintenance division was also recognized.
Neither the bus or rail superstars could perform their tasks without the support of a dedicated maintenance staff. And so our Maintenance Division of the Year award winner embodies the best we have to offer in keeping our employees and passengers safe and on time. The Maintenance Division of the Year award is the Bus Brake Shop.
Today's ceremony culminated with the announcement of the Operators of the Year.
The work of this operator represents really the gold standard for professionalism as an example that consistent high performance yields very positive results. And while this operator did not win a quarterly award, they over the course of the year outperformed their peers. And so the Bus Operator Superstar of the Year goes to Aaron Murray. All right, so I'm pleased to introduce the Rail Operator Superstar of the Year, who's exhibited top-ranked record of excellence here, and the Rail Operator Superstar of the Year is Keith Carter from Light Rail.
It feels great to be MTA Operator of the Year. My journey with the MTA, I was a bus operator at Kirk Division. Started out at Easton. Then I became a light rail operator. Been a light rail operator about 3 years now.
There are many behind-the-scenes employees at MDOT-MTA who go above and beyond the call of duty to keep the agency running smoothly. These employees were nominated for a Special Administrators Award.
There's only one winner. There can be only one. And I'm proud to announce the winner of the Administrators Award is Steve Wimbrow from the Print Shop.
This award is a nod, a signal, I'd like to take it that way, that we are a core part of service delivery.
Maryland Secretary of Transportation Pete Ron had the final word.
I'm very proud to just be associated with all of you. And I look forward to coming to work every day because I know what all of us do really matters.
Congratulations to the winners as MDOT-MTA continues its tradition of providing world-class customer service through its dedicated employees.
A moment in transit.
Throughout the area, MDOT-MTA is working hard to improve transit service. The agency not long ago launched a traffic system which helps to keep MDOT-MTA buses on the move through traffic. It's called Transit Signal Priority. Through the success of its initial launch, the agency is about to roll out Phase 2 of this project. Joining us to tell us all about it is MDOT-MTA Manager of Systems and Equipment Engineering, Tammy Bolden. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So Tammy, tell us, for our viewers who may not know, What is TSP, or Transit Signal Priority?
Transit Signal Priority is a technology that gives preferential treatment to transit buses. So essentially, when a bus is approaching an intersection, it already has onboard equipment that communicates directly to the traffic signal controllers at the intersection. So when the bus approaches, it gives an extended green light for a couple of seconds to allow the bus to clear the intersection, or it'll shorten the red signal so that given preferential treatment to the bus as well.
And how long has MDOT/MTA actually used this technology, and how did it come to be at the agency?
I'll let you in on a little secret. The MTA's actually had TSP in place to improve light rail through the downtown area since 2007. So we implemented TSP for light rail at about 17 intersections between Camden Yards and Mount Royal Station.
So we initially heard about TSP, or Transit Signal Priority, back around the launch of Baltimore Link last summer. So tell us, how does TSP actually fit into the Baltimore Link plan?
Of course. TSP fits into the Baltimore Link plan because it actually fulfills the promise of Baltimore Link, which is to provide faster and more reliable service to our customers. So TSP is actually reducing the travel times along corridors for our passengers.
And in what areas was TSP actually, or should I say initially, deployed?
Initially, at the launch of Baltimore Link, it was deployed at Lock Raven and as well as York Road. So our customers that are riding the CityLink Green Line, going southbound towards along Lock Raven and Greenmount Avenue, they're actually seeing a 5 to 7 minute reduction in their travel time. So along that corridor, customers are actually traveling about 33 minutes. So they're seeing a reduction of 5 to 7 minutes, yes. And then along the York Road corridor, we're actually seeing a reduction in time of about 5 minutes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yes.
And I know you're moving into the second phase of the Transit Signal Priority now. So where is that deployment extending under phase 2?
Well, currently under phase 2, it's a joint effort between MDOT MTA and the Baltimore City Department of Transportation. So there are 2 more corridors that are up for consideration, and that's at Liberty Road and Eastern Avenue. So we're still coordinating with them to confirm what the next corridors are going to be. But those are the 2 that are at the top of the list.
So is the goal to cover the entire Baltimore metro area with Transit Signal Priority?
No, not the entire area. The goal is just to look at intersections that's more beneficial for the MDOT/MTA to reduce travel times along certain corridors.
So how exactly has Transit Signal Priority made a difference in the efficiency of just, say, the bus schedules and just bus travel in general?
Well, the TSP has been very beneficial in making transit more efficient in that it actually reduces travel time along certain corridors, and it doesn't allow the bus to idle, for a long period of time. When you're sitting at an intersection, the one thing you're waiting for is that light to turn green. So it's actually reducing the idle time and the wait time at certain intersections, allowing the bus to move along faster. So it's actually improving our overall on-time performance.
Okay, that's awesome. So I have to ask, what has been the customer reaction to that?
Transit Signal Priority kind of like works behind the scenes, so there's no instant magic that customers can actually see. I think that they really see the benefits of it when they're sitting at a traffic signal light or see that a traffic signal is green and they're like, edging this bus, okay, come on, we gotta make this light, and they're actually getting that extended green. So they may not really physically see, but I think that overall, if they can really tell in the reduction of their travel time, in particular with those 2 corridors that we implemented TSP.
Okay. Now, has TSP been used by other transit agencies across the country?
Yes, they are. Actually, our sister agency right in D.C., WMATA, is actually using it. Another agency in SEPTA in Philadelphia is using it. Houston is using it, as well as TriMet in Portland, Oregon.
So quite a few.
Yes.
Quite a few. And are you finding that you're seeing any sort of savings as far as fuel costs, lower fuel costs, or any other savings for MDOT/MTA with the use of TSP?
Yes, we're actually seeing a reduction in fuel consumption because when the bus is getting that extended green, there's less idling time at those particular intersections. So not only are we seeing a reduction in fuel consumption, we're actually protecting the environment as well.
Oh, That's a plus.
And that's a plus.
That's a plus. Well, clearly, transit signal priority is making a difference.
Yes.
It's making the system more efficient, so that's a good thing. So
Yes, it
great.
is.
That's great. Well, good luck with the launch of the second phase. It sounds like things are rolling smoothly.
Things are rolling pretty smoothly.
Okay, great. And Tammy, thank you for coming on the show and telling us about that.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. America's favorite pastime, baseball, is back. And MDOT MTA is gearing up to get you to all the fun of Orioles baseball this season. We've got the winning game plan for getting there next.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
With the arrival of spring, the feel of Orioles baseball is in the air. Fans are looking forward to a winning season, and MDOT MTA has the perfect game plan for getting to the ballpark. The director of MDOT MTA Operations Control Center, Joe Davis, joins us with a few travel options to Oriole Park. Welcome to Commuter Connection.
Thank you.
So, are you happy that baseball season is finally here?
Exciting times, ready to go.
Oh, yeah. And how do you think the O's will do this year?
I think we'll do great. I'm happy to see Chris Davis and Manny Machado, and we'll see where we go.
Okay, so sounds like you'll be attending some of the games this season.
Absolutely.
Okay, so how would you recommend the best way to get to Oriole Park at Camden Yard?
So the best way is to use our light rail link. You can check our website, mtamaryland.gov, see where the closest light rail station is, park. It's very convenient, and it brings you right to the stadium. You walk right off the platform, a couple steps, and you're right there at the stadium ready to go. And it's a great experience for your kids and whole family.
And how much does it cost to take light rail to the ballpark?
So it's $1.80 riding the light rail. It's $3.60 for a round trip, and it's $4.20 for an all-day pass. So you can schedule events before going to the game and after going to the game.
How frequently will the trains actually run on game days?
So light rail runs 15-minute headways, or 15 minutes in between trains, and then the off-peak hours are 30 minutes. So it's very good for weekday evening events, and it's also good for Saturday and Sunday games.
And you mentioned light rail. What are some of the other transit options to the ballpark?
So we also have the Metro subway link, which will put you off either at Lexington Market or at the Charles Center. It's a short walk to the ballpark. It's a great time to grab a bite to eat, see a little bit of the Utah Street corridor, and it gets you right to the ballpark pretty quickly as well.
Okay.
So we also have 11 bus routes that service Camden Yards. Some of our Baltimore Link and Local Link lines go right in there. I think the Navy and the Gold are some of them that go in there. So again, a good trip, a good way to see part of the city, and it gets you right to the stadium.
And what about the cost for the Metro Subway Link and for local buses?
So Metro Subway Link, again, is $1.80. Bus is $1.80. The Metro Subway Link round trip is $360 and $420 for an all-day pass. So again, it's a good way to do an all-day excursion, see a little bit of the city, take in a ball game, and everything on transit. It's fantastic.
And how frequently will the Metro Subway Link trains be running?
So Metro runs between 8 and 15 minutes. So usually they're a little bit quicker than our light rail system.
So for our O's fans who are in the DC area, what is the best way for them to get to the ballpark?
So MARC commuter train services into the Penn station, and then from Penn, they can get on light rail and take it directly into the ballpark. So it's $8 to ride the MARC train. It's a great scenic ride from DC, and it puts them right at Penn and brings them right into the stadium.
Oh, okay, so it's easy. It's an easy commute for them as well.
Yes.
So if people want more information, our Birds fans, where can they go to find out the best way or the best transit option for them for getting to O's games this season?
So they can go to the M.MTA webpage. It's mta.maryland.gov, and they can also call our phone number at 410-539-5000.
Okay, great. Well, Joe, thank you again for joining us on Commuter Connections. It's good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
And we'll see you at the ballpark.
All right.
Coming up next, M.MTA has your best ride to the Preakness. We've got that for you next.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your closet. Still no jobs, just more stuff? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover keytar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
In just a few weeks, all eyes will be on Maryland for the 143rd running of the Preakness at Pimlico. Thousands will converge on Old Hilltop to witness and enjoy one of horse racing's biggest events. But how will you get there? M.MTA has your best ride to all the fun, and Sean Adgerson, M.MTA's Acting Chief Operations Officer, shares the game plan for getting you to Pimlico. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for having me.
So when is Preakness this year?
So Preakness this year is May 19th of 2018.
Coming up real soon?
Real soon.
Okay. And what's the best way for those who are attending to get to Pimlico?
Obviously, we're going to say the MTA is the best way to get there. So at the MTA, what we do is we provide shuttle service from our Rogers Avenue metro station, as well as from the Poly Western parking lot. So we'll have shuttles operating, going to the event and from.
And what are the hours that MDOT-MTA will run service on Preakness Day?
So on Preakness Day, we start service at 7:30 a.m. Gates open at 8, so it gives us time to load up and start transporting people over. And we run until 8 p.m. After a couple hours after the event is over with.
And what does it cost to ride?
We're going to suggest that you do a day pass, which is $4.20. That'll allow you to do your round trip, as well as if you want to head downtown or take in some other activity in the city, that pass will last all day long. If it's a single trip, it's $1.80 for one way.
Okay, not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal.
Not a bad deal, and you're avoiding the traffic and the parking hassles and all that, right?
Yes, parking is definitely at a premium around Old Hilltop for Preakness Day.
And I'm sure that many people who are coming over for the Preakness Day activities will be bringing lots of things with them. So what would you tell our viewers as far as what they can and probably should not bring on MDOT-MTA's transit system?
I would suggest that riders you check the Preakness website prior to coming. They will give a complete list of all the things that are prohibited or allowed on property. As of right now, that list has not been finalized, so I would keep checking back. You know, our operators will be reminding people, but we won't be enforcing and we won't be holding on to their items. But we'll have the list and we'll remind patrons as they board, you know, that may not be allowed onto the property.
And approximately how many people does MDOT-MTA transport on Preakness Day?
So on Preakness Day, it's about 6,000 on average that we shuttle over from either Poly Western or from our Rogers Avenue Metro. It's a lot of people. Some people may take other means to get there or other conveyances, but we really check just from those two places. And 6,000 people is a lot in that very short period of time.
That's a lot, and it's a huge event.
Huge event, yes.
So how early do you actually start planning, you know, planning out the transit for Preakness Day at Pimlico?
So we typically start in March. We start planning out. We have to work out getting the use of Poly Western parking lot. So we have to work out with Baltimore City Public Schools. And then we just start putting the planning efforts together. It's a big thing. You're talking about MTA police. All of our modes are affected. Metrolink, Light Rail Link, and of course local bus. So there's a lot of coordination that has to go into place to ensure that we have all the people, all the volunteers, all the staff, and the equipment, and everything's ready to go for the event.
And how many people? It sounds like you have a lot of different departments within MDOT-MTA that's involved. How many employees would you say actually help out?
So between the MTA police, our operators, all of our maintenance personnel that are on site, and management and supervision, it's well over 150 people that are just assigned just to manage the Preakness. It's a big event for us. It's a showcase. We try to put our best coaches out there. So, you know, sometimes people who don't get to come to the city or they're just coming just for the Preakness, they don't get to see our system. So we like to showcase what we have and shine our nice, pretty coaches up and give a good experience so people can come back to the city. And then when they do come, they say, you know what, I'll try the MTA.
That's right. They're thinking transit first.
Absolutely.
So I'm sure transit operations will run smoothly on Preakness Day. Thanks again for joining us on the show.
Thank you, Sandy. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. That brings us to the end of another edition of Commuter Connections. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.